shows every Sunday.
Random Ramblings with Rob.
Here we go.
What up, everybody? This your boy B-Rob, and I'm back with another edition of the Random Ramblings with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for coming back each and every week, or however you listen to podcasts. And if you're a first-time listener, I'd like to thank you oh so much for giving my show a try. And if anybody recommended you to me, I would like for you to lean over and give that person a crisp high five. But if you don't want to touch hand skins or whatever the case may be, you can pick up your social media app of choice. And Twitter is in like a bad situation right now. I just found out some information about that. I mean, nothing that's not public knowledge, but whatever favorite social media app you have that has the DM function and you follow that person that recommended you to me, send them a DM telling them thank you for recommending me to you and stuff and whatnot. And speaking of social media, since you got your device in your hand or whatever, you're looking through things and scrolling, you can find the Random Rambles with Rob on various social media platforms to include Twitter, for however long it's still around, at 3R Show, Instagram, until whenever that stops being spammy, at the 3R Show. You can find video interviews that I have done. You can visually see what you're hearing on YouTube by searching 3R Show. And for anything that I may have forgotten to mention, you can find it on randomrob.com. On randomrob.com, you'll find many different ways to help support the show and the sponsor, Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. Go to hooksrub.com to where you can find many different flavors for your whatever you want to cook with. I mean, you can put it on cereal if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could do it. You can make you alcoholic beverage with some Hooks, Rubs, and Spices lining the rim of your glass. I've seen it done online. Just go to hooksrub.com and figure out whatever flavor you want to put on your culinary delights. And you can get 15% off your order if you use promo code RANDOM. All right, everybody. Sunday night. I just got off of work not too long ago. Just stuffed my face with some cuisine that Mrs. B. Rob cooked and prepared for me, using some Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. And I'm tired as fuck. I've been working all this week and everything. And I went to take my shower not too long ago, and I sat on the bed, and I almost didn't leave it. I almost just stayed there and slipped away into that good night. But I wanted to go ahead and get this episode out because tomorrow I have things to do. As an older gentleman now, you know, the gray hairs are graying, the body aches and pains are popping. I have been going to the chiropractor and acupuncturist. I hope I just said that right. But, you know, it's to better aid this aging sack of flesh that I have. So I've been getting regular chiropractic visits and acupuncture visits and whatnot. So I got some of that going on tomorrow and Tuesday. So I ain't want to, you know, delay the episode any longer. But, you know, I'm just checking in with you, baby. Letting you know that I'm doing all right. I'm alive. I'm well. I'm kicking. I'm thriving. You know, still providing for the fam and whatnot on these last remaining days that we have on this earth. You know what I mean? You never know when your numbers called and whatnot. I don't mean to be morbid. This is not morbid time, but I'm just saying in general and stuff. Because, I mean, people just wake up dead, you know. But while I'm here, I'm trying to keep myself in a somewhat of a good physical condition and everything. So these freaking appointments have been crazy. The chiropractor hadn't really got knee deep into me yet. Like, he ain't been popping and snapping some things and whatnot like how you see on TV or these YouTube videos. He's just been using some other techniques, like some electrodes and whatnot. They put that on my neck and spinal area, lower back, where my worst injuries are. And they hit me up with the shock therapy. Then they got this table. They got a cutout in the middle. And they got like a rolling pin type deal that come up out of the table and it beat you back up and everything. I talked a little bit about this on last week's episode, which I was joined by a guest. And that was, I don't know. I don't know how I felt about that. It was fun talking with one Miss Angel Metro, a professional wrestler and everything. But I felt, I hadn't been talking with anybody outside of my friend groups in a long while on air and whatnot. I got kind of, flustered and in my head more so than I normally do and everything. And I felt like that could have went a lot better. I forgot a lot of things that I wanted to ask, but still had fun. But back to the chiropractic and acupuncture and everything. It's been good. I've been legitimately feeling better than normal. So like I don't have that nagging pain in my lower back, but it does feel like it is traveling. Usually is a pain to the lower back, but now it is then such has traveled down to the back of my leg, which that was a problem area as well. But I feel like they're working out the kinks and everything. I'm getting stabbed with needles in the top of my head and in my ear holes and shit, and that's just a weird experience. And they hook you up to electrodes when you do the acupuncture too. So it's just like you're getting shocked from all angles and shit. And I'm just like, but it's all good. I'm feeling better. So, I guess that's the purpose of the thing. And because of these regular chiropractic and acupuncture visits, I have discovered a new place to eat food. So, in the area where I go do my appointments and everything, I used to always go in that area. Me and Young Child would go that way because they had a ramen spot in the same area that we would love to go to and eat ramen here and there, which has since closed its doors. So I'm kind of upset about that. But we would always pass by this one place. I forget the name of it. But I would just always see the sign. It would always be full of cars in the parking lot. And I just knew it said gourmet Italian. And I was like, man, I'm going to have to go in there one day. And years have been passed since I've been going up and down that street, down that road in that particular area of town, looking at this place and never stopped in. Well, I had time between my acupuncture session and my chiropractic section. And I was hungry, getting stabbed with needles, take it out you. And I was looking at the sign or whatever, because I was debating on if I was going to go all the way back to the house just to turn around and come back, because my appointment was a little bit later than what it already was. And then there was on a lunch break, so I couldn't call and see if I could get an earlier time, yada, yada, yada. So I was just sitting in the truck and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go by that Italian place. So I go up in there, check out the menu and stuff. And it's like gourmet Italian. So, but they mainly, from what I saw and just what the menu does, is like bread. So like Italian breads and stuff or whatever, which is fine. But since they make lots of bread, they have lots of bread food there, like bread items. So what I mean by that is pizza. That's on bread, And then, cause pizza is my motherfucking favorite. And, sandwiches. And then, I think they whip up a charcuterie board up in there, some Italian shit. So I went up in there, got me a pizza, and it was so damn delicious. I've had many a manner of pizza, but this one was different because, they do bread a certain way up in this joint, and the bread, just like the crust and everything, was just different. It was just on some other shit, and I'm eating this sliced up pizza, and they sliced it a weird way. I ain't gonna lie. It was triangles, but it was like off triangles or whatever. Like, you got when you cut the pizza, it's a circle, then you cut it into triangles, then you got the handle in the back, the crust, you pull it out and you bam, put the slice in your mouth. They cut it all weird because they made it like into a square, like some kind of a French bread type joint, but it's Italian, so it's Italian bread. And they cut it like in the X. So it was like long triangles, and I had the handle in the back. I couldn't pull it, but it nonetheless, shit was good. It was delicious. It was tasty. I would recommend it. I mean, I ain't gonna go there all the time. I mean, it was decently priced and whatnot. I mean, it didn't break the bank. I mean, and it was good, but I mean, I ain't gonna be there all the time. Maybe, I got some lows in between my chiropractic and acupuncture visits. Maybe I'd drop up in there because they had a delicious peach drink that specifically said non-alcoholic on the front of the bottle. So I imagine there's an alcoholic version that I would love to try. And it was good. So, I mean, I'm just sitting there, just enjoying square pizza, triangles, and drinking this peach drink. And at some point, I'm paying for my meal. And this old white man came up to me with a wine glass, and he was kind of like, shaking it at me or whatever. He was like, you want to hook an old man up? I was like, no, thank you. He's like, come on, man. And I mean, you can just tell he was just joking around, but still, he got up in my personal space. He didn't use the 6-foot rule. He used like the 6 centimeter rule or some shit or whatever. But all good. I might stop back next week or this week or whatever. Just see if it's good every time you go and get it and whatnot. Some sad news in the world of professional wrestling. I mean, we know what Lanny Poffo, Macho Man brother, he did. The Genius, Jay Briscoe died earlier this year. But I want to talk about Saturday. My hopes and dreams died with Grayson Waller not winning the NXT championship against motherfucking Braun Breaker at Vengeance Day. And I was sad. So sad. You can go to twitch.tv/RBR Wrestling and you can see my reactions to the match. I did that specific portion of the pay-per-view because I was invested in what Grayson Waller was going to do. He came out with some pageantry and some fanfare and all kind of stuff. He was the favorite. We had some Grayson chants. We had some Braun Breaker boos and whatnot. But damn, Grayson couldn't pull it out, man. I'm so upset. So upset. Anyway, we probably going to talk more about it this week on RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk, which you can catch Wednesdays after AEW Dynamite on twitch.tv/RBR Wrestling. That's all I really got. I'm getting prepared for the work day tomorrow. I got a short day, and then I got a chiropractic day, and then I'm going to be chilling. I tried to make it rhyme. It didn't work. But anyway, I appreciate you for listening, and I'll check you out next time. I see you next time. I check you out next. I see you next time. And that's how you always say it. I don't know why I tried to deviate from that. It just felt weird as fuck.